Please note that this content is for adults only. Viewer discretion advised. If you haven't yet, hit the subscribe, like, and share. Hello everyone and welcome back to another live stream with me, Gila County. This is Grizzly True Crime, and today we're going to look at updates in Emily Pike's case. If you didn't see part 1, I have linked it in the description box for you. Today we're also going to do a presentation with loads of updates since we last spoke about her case. I just quickly want to show you this clip because it's just so powerful. Okay, check this out.
Justice needs to be made known of the current events and the crisis that is continuing to affect our tribal nations. Missing and murdered Indigenous women, missing and murdered Indigenous relatives, missing and murdered Indigenous people. We all bleed the same color. We might be different on the outside, but we all are five-fingered beings.
Today we want everyone to be aware of what's going on and why this is still happening when it shouldn't be happening, and why our voices are being suppressed. And that's why the red handprint.
Justice! No peace! No justice! No peace!
We're protesting in regards to our children that are dying at a rapid rate, and our Native relatives that are also dying at a rapid rate, and they're also missing. Where are they at?
No peace! No peace! No peace!
They're saying no justice, no peace. So this case that we're looking at today takes place in Mesa, Arizona. We're going to be, well, I'll show you the map and everything again. Somebody just said, didn't we do this already? Yeah, we're literally doing updates on this case. That's what I just said. We're doing updates on the case, and we're trying to keep the pressure on and keep the spotlight on Emily Pike's case, because I find it unbelievable that a 14-year-old can go missing and then get murdered and dismembered, discarded on the side of the highway like trash, literally in trash bags, and that no one has been caught for that yet. And yet the police say there's no threat to the public, and I strongly disagree. I think there's a huge threat to the public if somebody is able to do that and get away with it. Maybe it's more than one person for all we know. Like, what the hell? That's crazy, right? Pernille says setup and sound. Is it good? Is it good? Okay, good. Okay, nice. I'm in a new studio. If you guys didn't know, we've moved to a new apartment and it's been a bit of a mission setting everything up. So thank you, Pernille. Welcome to all my moderators, patrons. If you're on Patreon, I've given you an entire behind the scenes of our move and everything. So you can check that out over there. That video was posted on Saturday. And today I posted lots of pictures of the cats as well. So if you're into the behind the scenes stuff, that's all over there. I hope that you guys have had a happy Easter weekend. Okay. And I think it's important that we keep the pressure on this case. All right. I see there is at least quite a bit of coverage, which is really great, because when I first covered this, very few people were talking about it. And I'm so glad to see that people continue to talk about Emily Pike's case, because not only do we want justice for Emily Pike, but also for everybody else. All the other missing and murdered Indigenous people, women, sisters, all the people that just are underreported, right? So thank you so much all for being here. Let me just see. I think I missed a comment there. Hold on. Sorry. The chat is flying. Thank you so much. Stolen Spirits MMIW says, thank you for doing this. This is what my page is about. It's really sad. I see this all day, every day. I'm so sorry. And I want the community to know that we hear your voices. I think everybody fighting for justice for Emily, they're doing an amazing job. We hear your voices. I see their posts, their passion and everything, and I want to share that with you. So today, let's first look at just an update here, and I'll show you some clips along the way as we go through the updates in this case. So we've got a new presentation. If you saw part 1, this is brand new. Don't worry, you will not be bored. Emily Carla Pike. She was a 14-year-old Apache girl born on May 16th of 2010, a Native American girl from the San Carlos Apache Tribe in Arizona. She has 3 siblings and she grew up on the San Carlos Apache Reserve. Emily was last seen on January 27th of 2025, leaving a group home in Mesa, Arizona on foot. So apparently the police have surveillance footage of that. They have not shared that with the public, but at least they do have that footage to confirm she left on foot on that day. But from where she left and where she was found, no one knows what happened in between. And she left on January 27th, and her dismembered remains were found in trash bags off US 60 near Globe on February 14th of 2025 on Valentine's Day. I mean, this case is just so sad. So actually, while I'm telling you exactly where this all happened, let me quickly show you this just so that you can see the map, just to see where everything started. So here on East McKellips Road and North Mesa Drive in Arizona, okay, Mesa, Arizona is where the group home was, or is, that Emily Pike was staying at. And we're going to go into detail today of why she was in the group home in the first place. Thank you to everyone who watched my short that I made yesterday. I really appreciate you all watching that and commenting on it and getting that out there as well. Today we're going to do a deep dive on that. So where she was heading to, according to the group home owner, they believe that she was trying to head home. Okay. A roommate said that she jumped out the window and she wanted to go and visit a boy that she met when she had guitar lessons. But everybody believes that she was probably trying to head home. Her cousin also said that she said, I'm going to be home within a month. I'm coming back home. I'm coming to visit. She was apparently very worried about her mother as well. And so here's the San Carlos reservation. I know it's a little bit small now. I will zoom in, don't worry. And so where her body was found was actually, so between, let's call this point A and point B, right? From where she was leaving and maybe where she was intending to go, where her home and family are. Here is this area called Globe, and if you go north on this highway, US Highway 60, then you go all the way above Jackson Butte Recreation Area, and where this road starts winding. It's interesting that initially the point that I had on the map, based on what the news was sharing, is the Summit Line construction is now a new point added there, which I was like, that's interesting that that's there based on large contractor bags being used that her remains were put in. So I'm like, I wonder if that means, I don't know, if it's anyone working on construction or not. I don't know. So if you keep winding around this road here at it's mile marker 277. Here's this road called Bassett Road. That is where her remains were found. So if I just quickly put the little Google man down, Stefan, remind everyone, Gila is driving. Okay. So let's just go this way. Yeah, somewhere, sorry, where this blue car is. Hold on one second. I'm going to swing us around here and then we'll see it like this. There, it says mile 277. So on this road, I mean, look at this area. Who drives? It's quite a main road, right? And it would be off this way. Wait, let me see. Sorry, no, off this side to this side. Sorry. Let's go like this. It was in this area on a forest road where her remains were found in trash bags. And one of the trash bags was actually open. Like, what? I can't even, oh my goodness, this case is absolutely horrific. And when you find out what happened in the last 2 years or so of her life, it's even more sad. Okay, so let's continue here with our presentation. That is where her dismembered remains were found. Emily loved the color pink, so share pink hearts in honor of Emily Pike if you want to, or pink flowers or something in the chat if you want to show some solidarity and support for Emily Pike. She loved the color pink, she loved Hello Kitty, she loved art, she loved music. She was described as very sweet and soft-spoken. Now, Emily's family, we have some more information about her background, right? Crazy Mom RN says there's actually a lot of traffic on that road. I believe truckers are on that road. There's a lot of traffic on that road. I've heard that. So it's a very busy road, which is interesting as well. Whoever went there must have gone there at night, right? Yeah, so thank you so much for sharing the pink hearts, everyone. Oh, yes, we have our own members' emojis, too, of pink hearts. So that's great as well. Okay, so Emily's mother is Stephanie Dosela. Her father is Jensen Pike, and he's been in and out of prison, most recently on arson-related charges. Her mother had custody of the kids, but struggled with substance abuse, and she had trouble caring for Emily. Emily lived with her brother, her mother, her grandmother, aunts, and others in Peridot. Please tell me, locals, if I'm saying it wrong or right. I always want to say it right. Peridot, a small town 23 miles east of Globe. She shared a battered manufactured home with her family. Her home was among a loose collection of trailers off a dirt track littered with broken bottles, piles of trash, and brambles nearly head high. Relatives said The family home had spotty plumbing and holes in the roof covered by tarps. Despite the challenges that Emily faced, she got good grades, she was kind and gentle, she was learning to play guitar, and she really looked forward to going to college one day. She wanted to be a vet, right? So in this case, as I continue to share this, please, multiple times if you can, like and share. Please share this, whether it's on Facebook, on WhatsApp, on email, on Instagram, what else, on X. It really helps to get her story out. And as I say, I think it puts a spotlight on cases like this. You know, I think it will really help if we all continue to share this. All right, so despite all these obstacles and challenges, she was doing her very best. She loved playing with makeup, and she wanted everything to be pink and sparkly. Shame. So they said she just recently discovered makeup, obviously being 14. You know, her birthday would have been coming up now in May. Oh, shame. So in the summer of 2023, now trigger warning, because in this live stream, we're going to be discussing themes of sexual assault and self-harm. Okay. So make sure you look after your mental health as well, especially if those are triggering topics for you. Just know we'll always save your seat if it gets too much. If you could just like and share, that would be great. Or even just comment below Justice for Emily Pike or something, just to boost the engagement. Thank you so much. So in the summer of 2023, Emily called 911 to report that she had been sexually assaulted by a relative who frequented their home. What? To me, that's like, I'm looking at that, whoever that is. They didn't name the person, but who's that? You know, I'll tell you why later. But they said one of the investigators found her on the hill with no shirt on, her grandmother said. Her grandmother says she only learned about the sexual assault after Emily's body was found. Now get this, okay? The investigation was handled by the Tribal Game and Fishing Department. Can somebody explain to me why? Why is the Game and Fishing Department handling a sexual assault case of a teenager? That makes me mad. She was failed. She was big time failed already, and it really affected her mental health. So not the San Carlos Apache Police Department. Park rangers and game wardens often have some of the same training, they say, and certification and arrest powers as police officers. Okay? Her alleged assailant was taken into custody, but tribal prosecutors dropped the charges, and he was released from custody a couple of days later. Wow. Right? Cracker says that is their police. Tribal Game and Fish, but they also have the San Carlos Apache Police Department. That's what they were saying. There's like, they really would have needed to have it for the San Carlos Apache Police Department looking into this. Like, come on, this is so sad. You know? And I mean, to know that that person was not held accountable, it must have empowered them quite a bit. You know? And so I would be wondering, would they want to silence her? I'm looking at that person. I'm just like, whew, that's a red flag for me. Especially, I'm going to say it now, her dismembered remains were found, but not her hands or her arms. So to me, that could mean many things, okay? There could be many reasons, but one of the reasons that's obvious if we study these true crime cases a lot would be if she fought back. Maybe she would have DNA under her fingernails or scratches or marks on her arms, and so they didn't want that as part of the remains, you know what I mean? Like, oh my word. Now, it could be anyone, but usually, stranger danger is actually quite a small stat. It usually would be someone that the person knows, right? But there was a huge distance between where she left from and where her home was and where her body was found, of course. So who knows? But wow, that just makes me so sad that she already went through so much before she went missing and was clearly murdered and dismembered. So yeah, I mean, the charges were dropped and nothing happened from that. Stolen Spurs says, I was able to meet some of her relatives when I went to her vigil. Was very sad. Oh, my word. Please send them our love as well here from Grizzly True Crime. Shame. So they said the tribe is now addressing serious concerns about the handling of sexual assault charges Emily Pike made in 2023, the tribe said in a statement. Questions have arisen why the alleged assailant was not prosecuted and why the tribe's police and specialized law enforcement officers were excluded from the investigation, which was managed by game rangers lacking expertise in sensitive child sexual offense cases. The tribe said it would seek expert law enforcement assistance to conduct its review. Okay, so the group home. Why was Emily Pike in a group home. We all wondered. In the last live stream that we did about this case, which was also a deep dive that you can check out, you can find it in the description box if you missed it. Yeah, we were all wondering, why was she in a group home in the first place? They said San Carlos Apache Tribe Social Services first removed Emily from her home on the reservation in 2022 when she was 11 or 12. In August of 2023, she was placed in a group home, and this was after she had been sexually assaulted and she started struggling with her mental health. So they said that she started self-harming and had attempted to take her own life a few times. And so they put her in this group home for her safety. And so they said she ran away from this group home 4 times between September and November of 2023. 3 times the Mesa Police actually picked her up, and once she returned on her own. She told the police that she was being made to scrub the walls and also the grout between the tiles, and she didn't like the conflict between the staff and the residents, which obviously the residents would be the children. I think it's age 7 to 17. And so on November 8th of 2023, trigger warning, okay, she attempted to take her own life. She was found in a master bedroom closet with a shoestring around her neck, tied to a doorknob, and she had cuts on her wrists. 3 weeks later, she ran away at a mall in Colorado, and when police found her, she reached for their gun, and she said she wanted to die and she would see her family in hell. Shame! She was going through so much. I mean, the trauma, the PTSD, it sounds really, the depression, all of this, so much trying to cope with being failed, the person that allegedly sexually assaulted her not being held accountable, right? And so many other challenges that she faced. Kelly, thank you so much. So she was then hospitalized and transferred to a behavioral health facility in the Valley where she stayed for over a year. Emily returned to the group home in December of 2024, and everyone there said it seemed like she was doing so much better after that year in the behavioral unit, right? They said it seemed like everything was really going very well. Of course, then on January 27th, though, she left on foot, and she told her roommate she was going to meet a boy that she met while she was taking guitar lessons. And I hope that police have identified the boy and at least spoken to the boy and their family and everything, unless that was just a story. But I kind of believe it. If a 14-year-old's like, I'm going to go out and I'm going to meet this boy that I really like, you know, you don't know who she could encounter along the way. But I just hope that they've, through some sort of phone activity, they say she didn't actually have a cell phone, but you know, previously when she ran away, her and her friend actually had a secret cell phone, so they managed to get cell phone. If they're able to find that, if they're able to find any messages, anything on social media, you just never know. We recently looked at the case of Miranda Corset, and wow, she too, wasn't she was also 14. She was 14 or 15, and she had communicated with someone online and went to their house, and she ended up dismembered too. But her remains have not been found because they believe it's gone through an incinerator. So that's why I'm saying the social media connection could be interesting as well, right? And that case, oh my goodness. If you don't know about that case, you can find it in my live stream section, right? So on September 11th of 2023, Emily and a group home friend ran away, and then they were found at a Mesa playground, and they had the secret cell phone that had been confiscated just the day or so before. And so the two of them decided, we're getting out of here, we're going. And shame, they were found at a playground, you know. These are children, so it makes sense. They would just like go and hang out at a playground. September 20th of 2023, Emily ran away by herself, and she was found by the Mesa Police shortly after. On October 31st of 2023, she left on foot, and then she returned back on her own around 9:15 p.m. All these times the police were called. And so on January 27th of 2025, Emily left on foot at 7:45 p.m. and she was never seen again. And her family only found out a week later that she was actually missing. So that's terrible. But apparently the group home did follow all the protocol. They told the police. They knew that she was a frequent runaway, and they thought that she ran away again. So that's sad when they treat it like, oh, it's just a runaway, you know, because, whoa, like this case tells you that things can go very, very wrong. If it's just, you know, when they say it's just a runaway, or it's not illegal to run away or whatever, sometimes they say, or they don't treat it as seriously. Yeah, but when someone runs away, they're in big danger, you know? So last scene, she allegedly told her group home roommate that she was going to meet up with a boy she met while taking guitar lessons. She slipped out of her bedroom window and left on foot at approximately 7:45 p.m. on January 27th of 2025, while a church group was conducting activities at the group home. She didn't have a cell phone. They were not allowed in the group home. Police have been able to recover the surveillance footage, haven't shown it to the public. Her roommate believes, based on where her remains were found, she was just trying to head home. The group home owner said that Emily was constantly worried about her mom and also believed she was trying to head home. So I wonder who this relative is that allegedly sexually assaulted Emily, and if Emily was worried about that at all. Like, who is this person that was frequently at her mother's house, and was her mother also then in danger from this abuser? Is that what she was worried about? I don't know. But it's just, who the heck is that relative? I would hope that they're not at all these vigils and, doing all these interviews and doing all that. Who is it? They better look into that one, right? Oh, my word. Okay, so Horace Lower Vat said, any other First Nations here? I'm First Nations Emergency Foster Parent Chickasaw Nation. Okay. And not the one for you. Said police department doesn't have authority over reservation and Native Americans. Apache Police Department isn't Apache Indian related. Oh, interesting. Okay. Thank you so much. Not the one for you. Thank you all for your comments. I really appreciate them. I hope you'll leave your comments below as well, because I can't possibly read all of this and read all of your comments at the same time. So I really want to read your comments after the live stream as well. Beach Bum says, every child matters. Absolutely. Thank you so much for being a member for 21 months. So just hang in there. We're going to still be looking at, I'm going to show you some clips of when Emily's remains were transported to her final resting place. And it's really inspirational to see how that community just came together, right? So first, let's quickly look at this, where they say, these are some police reports that I found, and it gives a bit of a narrative of when she had gone missing. They said, it should be noted from the Mesa Police Department that I was on duty as a sworn Mesa PD officer, wearing my full Mesa PD uniform and operating as a fully marked Mesa PD vehicle. On the 27th of January of 2025 at approximately 2019 hours, so 19 minutes past 8 p.m., I responded for a missing person call for service that's redacted. Call comments indicated a juvie AWOL approximately 30 minutes prior. I spoke with the reporting party, who was identified as Kathy Montano with her MVD photo. Kathy is the manager of the group home at the dispatch location. She indicated one of the clients left out of her bedroom window and has not returned. The window screen was pushed out from the inside. She stated that she has ran away several times in the past. She did not indicate any exigent circumstances. She was described as a 14-year-old native female, approximately 4 feet, 10 inches, 115 pounds, with medium length brown hair. She does not have a cell phone. She was last seen wearing a pink and gray shirt. She indicated that the last time she ran away, she was located near Fitch Park. My area check was negative at Fitch Park. Kathy provided a picture that was attached to the call for service and submitted to records. I contacted Mesa Police Records and spoke with a records specialist who assisted with entering them as a missing person, right? So entering Emily into the ACIC, NCIC as a missing person. So we could see here from these reports that they did call the police, because a lot of people have obviously really been looking at the group home of like, what the hell is going on there? Because it was reported that there were 30 incidents of missing children, and that's also been clarified. We're gonna go through that as well, of like, was it 30 children? Was it 30 incidents? How many children? Are they all accounted for? What happened to them? We're gonna get to that now, right? So this says on the 28th of January, they got some more information. At 10:12 hours, I contacted Lisa at the group home. She advised me that Emily Pike was still missing and it was unknown where she could be. I asked Lisa about any medical conditions or concerns for her, and she stated that she was on medication for mental health and behavioral issues. So now we know the background, and that makes sense as well. She also provided me with the contact information for the San Carlos Apache Tribe case manager, Lori Good. I then contacted Lori, and she confirmed that Emily had a history of behavioral and mental health concerns. She did not know of any possible locations for her at the time. Then they said on the 29th of Jan of 25, I received a voicemail from Lisa, and she had responded to the Rock Teen Center in Mesa, where Emily had gone in the past, and they had not seen or heard from her since when she left the group home. At 1500 hours, I reached out to Lisa, and she said that she was still missing and there was no new information on her whereabouts. At 1535 hours, I sent a missing person bulletin for Emily to law enforcement statewide and requested a hospital alert to all local hospitals via Mesa PD Communications Center. It's really good to see this police narrative, to see that the protocol was followed, right? So then they said on the 11th of Feb of 2025, at 10:53 hours, I contacted Lisa for any new information regarding Emily Pike. She told me that the group home received a voicemail on the 7th of Feb from an unknown person stating that Emily was with her mother on the San Carlos reservation, according to a Facebook post. Lisa did not have Emily's mother's information, At 10:58, I called Lori and requested information on her mother regarding the anonymous tip. Lori advised me that she had recently been to her mother's residence and questioned her about the tip. Lori said when she spoke to Emily's mother, Stephanie Dosela, Stephanie told her that Emily wasn't with her at her residence and that the Facebook post was an old post. According to Lori, Stephanie said she had not heard from Emily and appeared to be worried about her. Lori stated she could go back to Stephanie's residence with the San Carlos to Stephanie's residence with the San Carlos Apache Tribal Police to verify that Emily was not there. Lori also emailed me the San Carlos Apache Police Department report and order authorization. Now, later they say that voicemail actually came in on the 2nd. So, yeah, they said on the 20th of Feb of 2025 at 7:22, I called Lori and left a voicemail for her to call me regarding any new information. At 11:20, I reached out to Lisa at the group home, who told me the tip that she originally said came in on the 7th of Feb was actually sent to the group home on the 2nd of Feb at 10:19 hours by an unknown female. Now, maybe it was just a citizen trying to be really helpful and saying, hey, I saw this Facebook post and apparently she's actually at the reservation. But I also keep my mind open for who the hell is calling that in and saying that she's there, because it doesn't seem like she was there unless she actually made it home for a time. I don't know. Then that will be a whole nother investigation. Who knows? But at this point, we don't know what happened to Emily Pike after she was last seen leaving the group home. There's a lot of distance in between, as you saw on the map there. So they said on the 27th of Feb, I was contacted by Mesa PD homicide detective Ingram, who informed me that Emily was positively identified by the Gila County Sheriff's Office as a homicide victim in their jurisdiction. Detective Ingram advised me to have her removed from the missing person database as he was continuing to assist Gila County with their investigation. At 16:55 hours, I canceled the missing person bulletin, and she was cleared from the NCIC or ACIC as a missing person. And this was now a full-blown homicide investigation, which is still ongoing. It's active and ongoing, and so we want to keep the pressure on. That's what we're doing here today, in case you didn't know. We're keeping the pressure on. So make sure that you like, that you share, that you get this into the algorithm, that other people can also talk about this as well, and that, you know, everybody knows, yeah, we're all watching, and we hope that the investigation is still happening, you know, with full passion and force, because they need to catch whoever did this, because, yeah, they're incredibly dangerous. So the search for Emily's remains. Now, again, trigger warning, because it's really disturbing to hear what happened to this 14-year-old. A pair of hikers discovered black trash bags described as large contractor bags, and I feel like that's also significant. If it's not the average trash bag or whatever, if it's a large contractor bag, like who has those? Why do they have those? Where could they work? Does it give signs? I don't know. I just think that would be an important obviously piece of evidence. In a remote wooded area off Highway 60 north of Globe. This was 18 days since she was last seen and 80 miles from where she was last seen. They reported the discovery to the police. Apparently one of the bags was open, because I was wondering if they, like other cases we've seen, if they found, like, you know, these trash bags that thought, whoa, let's try and pick it up or what's in it. But apparently it was one of them was open. That must have been absolutely horrifying for those hikers, because they said that Emily's torso and head were in one bag and her legs were in another bag. Oh my word. And so her arms and her hands are still missing. That is so scary. Which again, I wonder if that would be because she fought back as somebody was murdering her. Would there be DNA under her fingernails or something? Would it be because there was a history of, which is so sad, of her, you know, cutting her wrists? Would that be identifiable along with everything else? I don't know. But it's so sad to see all these clips of volunteers still searching for her arms and hands, right? Kate Matthews said Emily's color. I'm not sure why, because it's actually pink. Her favorite color was pink. Her coffin was pink and purple with Hello Kitty. So why is it yellow? Can someone tell me? Why is it? I did see initially they had shared like yellow ribbons and things. But from what I normally go with what the victim's favorite color is, right? That's what we normally do here. But if we need to share yellow, please tell me. Thank you, Kate, for your sticker. Okay, so, oh my word, like they are searching for her arms and hands. They've had cadaver dogs in the area. They've had drones out there. The police have been searching there. They've canvassed the area all around where the trash bags were found with the other remains. And they haven't yet found those missing parts of this 14-year-old. Oh my goodness. Wow. So they said her autopsy showed that she had visible face and head trauma. Emily's cause of death has not yet been determined by the Pinal County Medical Examiner's Office. Her remains were positively identified on February 27th of 2025. And they said on February 26th, the Gila County Sheriff's Office posted an internal bulletin describing Emily's body and pictures of the trash bags. And then they unfortunately made that public on Facebook. The family was very upset about that. The whole community was very upset about that because, like, what the hell, you know? And so they quickly removed the post, but word spread rapidly on social media along with screenshots of that. Oh, shame. Oh, my goodness. So even, someone says too many animals. When the volunteers went out there to search, they actually found a whole lot of bones, but some of them were animal bones. I want to quickly show you, there's a clip is it this one? Hold on. Yeah, this clip. Very important to show you now as well. Quickly look at this. Okay.
She was placed here like garbage. She's not garbage. She's a beautiful human being.
Pike went missing from a Mesa group home in late January and was never seen or heard from for over 2 weeks. Then came the grim discovery by a pair of hikers. Emily's dismembered remains discarded in black trash bags.
On this type of case, it takes a special kind of evil to do what's been done here.
Tuesday, members of the Sheriff's Office and the Gila County Attorney offered their support to the searchers. Gila County Lieutenant James Lottie says they are pursuing every lead possible to find Emily's killer, but at this point, do not have any solid suspects or persons of interest.
Don't think that this doesn't affect us and that we don't care. You know, we're here to do a job, and our job is to find out who did this to Emily, and we really want to see whoever that is caught and brought to justice.
That presence near Emily's final resting spot, serving as a message to her friends and family. She may be gone, but her memory never will be.
For myself, knowing that we're out here, and also for Emily, knowing that she's not forgotten.
Now, at this point in their investigation, the Gila County Sheriff's Office tells me their message to the public is simple. See something, say something.
Yes.
If anyone in the
See something, say something. See? They're saying it too.
Mesa area saw Emily Pike between January 27th, when she was reported missing, and February 14th, when her remains were found here, they are urged to contact the Gila County Sheriff's Office. They tell me at this point, any additional leads they receive will bring them one step closer to finding Emily's killer.
Yes. See something, say something. So I know that they're also passing out flyers to truckers that pass by there to also spread the word, but you never know. What if somebody saw Emily, as they say, between January 27th and her remains were found on February 14th, right? Luna says, have there been other missing girls from this area? We had looked at that as well. There's actually quite a few, missing children in the area. But from the group home, the incidents that were reported, we're going to go over that. Many of them, all of them, have been accounted for. So at least that's an update. That's good to know as well. Luna, thank you for being a member for 32 months. Oh, my goodness. So the investigation. It was previously reported that Emily's mother was told that the Gila County Sheriff's Office were looking at 3 potential suspects. That's what she said. Okay? But yet, the Gila County Sheriff's Office says that they don't have any suspects. They have leads, they're looking into all the tips, all of that, but they don't actually have. And that's why I'm like, this case keeps me up at night, because it cannot go unsolved. There cannot be a 14-year-old that just goes missing from a group home and then ends up dismembered in trash bags that's put on the side of the road, and then it's just, people get away with that. No. That is so scary. So they said a task force was formed in March of 2025, which includes the Gila County Sheriff's Office, the FBI, so the FBI is involved, the Bureau of Indian Affairs, and the San Carlos Apache Tribal Police. Lieutenant James Latti I don't want to say that wrong. The Gila County Sheriff's Office said the task force was concentrating on the site where her remains were discovered. They said, we want to find out who dropped Emily Pike's body there. That will lead us to where she was killed and how she was killed. There's a $75,000 reward for information leading to an arrest. So that's also important to know and to share, right? Also, Chris McDonough from the interview room actually went out to the area. He drove out there. He went to the site, that milepost 277, and he actually walked that very, like, the dusty road. Obviously, the area is very dusty as well, obviously, right? Being there in Arizona. But he walked there, and he said that somebody would have to know this area to put her remains where they were found. They would have to be familiar with that road and area, you know? So that was interesting as well. If you haven't seen it, it's on his channel. So if you have any information about what happened to Emily, you are urged to contact the Gila County Sheriff's Office. There's the numbers on screen. You can also reach the Bureau of Indian Affairs Special Agent or the San Carlos Apache Tribal Police Detective. All the numbers are on the screen for you if you want to screenshot that. I'll also make sure to put them in the description box for you. All right. So other missing children. We looked at this last time. We were all asking lots of questions. So officers took 31 missing persons reports from the group home, that specific group home where Emily Pike was staying, over the past 3 years. So since 2022, involving 2 adults, they say, though, and 18 juveniles. This involved 18 kids that ran away, some more than once. So hence 30 incidents. That's why I was being cautious. I told you guys last time I'm being very cautious. I'm not saying 30 children. I'm saying 30 incidents, because it could just be incidents on multiple times. We'd have to then divide that by how many times the kids went missing, right? But that's what they say. It was 30 incidents, 18 kids, all were found, all been accounted for. The department located all but one of the children and closed their cases. That's from AZ Central. I've put all my sources in the description box for you. The remaining open case involves a girl who was a few weeks away from her 18th birthday. Her location is apparently known. She's not missing. She just doesn't want to surface or come forward now because she's fearing that she'll be picked up by DCF if she does. That's what the group home says, right? Emily is the only child who's gone missing from the group home who was murdered in 24 years. That's what the group home owner has come forward to say, that the group home has been operating for 24 years. Yes, children have run away. They said they are traumatized children. I do think that they are responsible for their safety, but I also understand how difficult it must be, you know. And so they said that this is the first time that one of the kids has run away and now has ended up murdered and dismembered. So that is so scary. Kate Matthews said, let's do everything we can to help Grizzlies. Yes, let's do that. Thank you so much. So that was at least a good update to know that all the others that are missing right now from that group home have been accounted for, according to the group home and police reports. So Emily's memorial. Okay, this is very, very powerful. I'm going to show you some clips from this as well. So Emily's memorial was a 2-day event following an overnight wake on March 28th of 2025, which drew hundreds of attendees, including family, friends, tribal members, and supporters from across Arizona and beyond. The Red Rum Motorcycle Club, an Indigenous-based club that was founded in 2006, participated because the family asked them to in escorting Emily from the Lamont Mortuary in Globe, Arizona to her final resting place. Over 100 bikers participated, their engines blending with a I don't know what that word is that I was trying to copy and paste there, use there. This is from an article, I've got the sources below, of Native men and women creating a powerful tribute, and I'm going to show you that. Her pink and purple casket was transported in a hearse. Just look how beautiful her casket is. Oh my word. And it says Emily, and it's got Hello Kitty, and it's got purple and pink flowers and everything. Shame. They said her memorial service was held at the San Carlos High School. She was laid to rest at the Lower Peridos Cemetery, 2 miles from her mother's home at or on the San Carlos Apache Reservation. So they took her home. As I said, it was a 2-day event, and they made sure to take her home. So now I'm going to show you that. Check this out.
Surrounded by her warriors, 14-year-old Emily Pike was carried home for the last time on Friday afternoon.
The family asked us to be sort of the warriors to protect her on her last journey.
A procession of more than 100 motorcycle riders escorted the hearse from a funeral home in Globe to Pike's family home on the San Carlos Apache Reservation, where the teen will lie in wake through the night.
Oh, it means everything to be here today and to be able to escort her on behalf of the family's request.
People from across Arizona and even as far as New York came to pay their respects.
Emily became that spark that just turned into a flame, and she just took off all over the world.
Pike went missing in late January after leaving a group home in Mesa. She was last seen walking in the area of Mesa Drive and McKellips Road. Nearly 3 weeks later, Pike's remains were found in a wooded area outside of Globe.
This is bringing the awareness to the MMIW, and you know, it's just because of what happened. That's just, it's heartbreaking. It's very heartbreaking.
Pike's Aunt Carolyn Pike Bender says it hurts to know her niece's life was cut short.
We were picking clothes out for her, and we got sandals, and we thought, you know, this could be her graduation dress. This could be her prom dress.
And after Pike is laid to rest, her warriors will continue the fight for her.
To remember Emily.
And other missing and murdered Indigenous women.
And we need change to happen, that this doesn't happen anymore.
In Globe, Gabriela Becerra.
Shame. Isn't that just, oh my word, that is just so powerful. I've got more clips for you, so just hold on one second. We're going to see this one as well right here.
Hey, good morning to you. We are standing in front of the Hilton Garden Inn in Surprise because that's where some members of the Red Rum Motorcycle Club are going to depart to get to Globe to pick up Emily Pike's remains to bring her back home to her family. So we have some members joining us this morning, one of which is Chris, who's part of one of the local chapters here in Phoenix. Chris, you and your guys are going to be a part of this tribute today for Emily. Can you tell me a little bit more about what's about to take place later today and then going into tomorrow?
Yes, this afternoon we're going to be escorting Emily back to the San Carlos Apache Reservation, and then tomorrow we're going to be escorting her to her memorial services.
Do you know roughly how many members of your guys' club are going to be out there being a part of this escort?
Well, there's 5 chapters here in Arizona, and so our guys from those chapters are going to assist us with that, and along with other members from our other chapters throughout the nation, and then whoever else is welcome to join as well.
Yeah, I know you open it up to anyone that has a motorcycle to come out and ride. I know this isn't a typical motorcycle escort. There's a lot of meaning that goes behind this. Can you kind of tell me a little bit more about what you guys have planned and what you're trying to tribute to Emily and her family?
Well, we were requested to escort Emily by her family, and we just want to be there for the family and for the people. Yeah. You know, especially being a Indigenous motorcycle club, we want to be there for our people.
Yeah, for sure. And then that's where I want to bring Cliff into this conversation. He's the president.
Isn't it just so inspiring? You know, and they called them Emily's Warriors. I just think it's so amazing, bringing Emily Pike back home.
And founder of this motorcycle club, and he actually flew in from New York to be a part of this escort. Cliff, being requested by her family, what does this mean to you and the club?
It's very touching, but it's also, you know, very sad, you know, for us to be gathering in this way. These are the kind of things that our club does. You know, we have a saying, warriors for the people. You know, we serve the people and serve the community, and being here for the family and for this young girl who died in such a tragic way is very important to us. You know, I wear this MMIW hand, you know, and which I personally, my family has been affected by those losses. But it's a big part of the Indigenous community. There's actually Sisters MMIW Club that will also be, you know, with us on the escort, because that's what they do, and they'll be there for the family as well. So, you know, working together with the community, the family, Chris, our spiritual leader here in Arizona, to do all this good work is really what you know, Red Rum is about. You know, so just trying to be here in a good way is important.
Yeah, Cliff, thank you so much, and thank you, Chris, as well, for being here this morning. And we're actually going to keep talking to them at 7.
Okay, sorry, I'm going to pause it there because I've shown you what I wanted to show you there. I've linked everything in the description box for you. I think I'm actually yet to link the videos for you. I will do that. All my sources are linked for you, okay? So the Arizona House Bill 2281 has now been highlighted as well, pushed forward by Emily Pike's case, which is also great. They say the bill seeks to create a rapid response alert system to coordinate and disseminate information about missing Indigenous individuals, similar to Amber Alerts, to improve outcomes in such cases. It would be activated upon notification that an Indigenous person is missing, in peril, or in the company of a dangerous person. Alerts would be issued at the request of an authorized law enforcement agency investigating a missing Indigenous person case, ensuring all conditions are met. The proposed alert system would be a first of its kind in Arizona, modeled on existing emergency alert frameworks, but tailored to the unique challenges faced by Indigenous populations, such as jurisdictional complexities on reservations. With the legislation or legislative session ongoing, even today still, from what I read, the bill's fate depends on further committee review. So it's already gone through a lot of steps. It's progressing. It's going forward. So they say House and Senate votes and potential approval by Governor Katie Hobbs. I believe it's in her hands now. So if she could sign that, that would be great, right? So Emily's family only found out about a week after she was last seen at the group home that she was missing. That is what her mom said. So maybe an alert system like this would obviously help to alert everyone so that, you know, all family could be notified and not find out, I don't know, on Facebook or via the news or a week later or whatever, because there's obviously urgency in the first 24 to 48 hours when someone goes missing, especially a child, right? So local artists actually painted a mural of Emily on a water tank in Peridot. I mean, it's so beautiful. It says Apache Strong. And then locals actually went there and they put red paint on their hands and also touched this art mural to contribute to it as well, you know, for the MMIW sign, that red hand sign that we did a deep dive on in part 1. So if you didn't see it, I've explained all of that and the reserve and everything as well. So that's linked for you. Emily was a spark, and she definitely sparked the world. And now the world is on fire because of Emily, said April Victor, her aunt. I think so too. I think her case can really put a spotlight on so many other cases, and I really hope that there will be justice for Emily and that very soon there will be an arrest, right? I wouldn't be surprised if it's more than one person arrested, but you just never know. So who killed Emily Pike? There's a $75,000 reward for that answer. The Gila County Sheriff's Office, you can call them, or the San Carlos Police Department. As we know, the FBI is also working on the case. And here's just some pictures that say, "Justice for Emily Pike, no more stolen sisters." Shame. What a passionate community. I'm really proud of them. I really think they've done a really great job of getting the message out there. As I say, we hear them. Here are some more clips of this this bike run where they were escorting Emily Pike's remains. Obviously, her remains were in that beautiful casket in a hearse, and they were her warriors transporting her to her final resting place. So this was their starting point. They all go. I'm just going to go forward so you can see when they're all going. All together to make sure that Emily is returned home. Shame. Emily's warriors. I'm going to make sure to link this for you if you want to see the entire video clip there. I just have 1 or 2 more clips to show you. This would be this one right here.
We are here to celebrate the life of Emily Carla Pike.
Over the last 2 days, people from Arizona and beyond have shown up for Emily Pike.
Today, we let the world know who she was.
The 14-year-old making her journey back home, surrounded by her San Carlos Apache family.
Emily spoke. so loudly, she caught the whole world's attention.
Emily was living in a Mesa group home when she was reported missing in January. Weeks later, she was found killed off the US 60 about 20 minutes northeast of Globe.
Say her name!
What was done to her wasn't right.
Saturday, after an overnight wake, hundreds gathering as families shared memories and pictures of the teen.
Emily overall was smart, sweet, soft-spoken, quiet, funny, and kind-hearted. She was beautiful inside and out. Emily loved Hello Kitty, the color pink. She loved anything and everything that was girly.
Through grief and pain, the community coming together, surrounding both sides of Emily's family.
Knowing that the persons responsible for her death have not been found, that adds to the hurt and the pain and the closure.
While demanding change and justice in Emily's case.
Let us pray for our law enforcement agencies so that they can work together and find whoever did this horrible act.
Just up the road, loved ones and visitors placing red handprints at the bottom of that mural in honor of the teen.
This is what I was talking about
earlier.
earlier.
To represent the crisis of missing and murdered Indigenous women and girls all over the country.
It just really reflects the ongoing challenges that we have that unfortunately ties us all together in Indian country.
Some even there as Emily's final procession drove by.
We are going to continue to write her story. Through her, laws are going to be changed. Through her, lives are going to be changed.
Shame, there goes the hearse.
Ashley Holden, ABC 15.
Shame. Roxy Pearl said, been lurking since 4/3/2023. Thanks, G, for all your hard work. You are doing your true calling. Thank you, Roxy, and thank you for coming out of lurkerdom, especially today. Thank you so much. Lady Lazarus says, thank you for continuing to cover Emily's case. Of course. I worry so much about this case. You know, I really hope that there will be a resolution. I have one more clip to show you here.
Apache Tribe searching for answers.
What's her name? What do we want?
Hundreds of mourners filling the gymnasium at San Carlos High School to hear more about the girl her loved ones refer to as sweet, funny, and kind-hearted.
She was beautiful inside and out. Emily loved Hello Kitty, the color pink. She loved anything and everything that was girly.
During the service, a slideshow gives a glimpse.
Just look at the slideshow. Shame. They showed so many pictures of her. Look at her as a baby.
Into Emily's early days. Stories from loved ones allowing for some levity.
She had that soft, sweet voice. I can hear her calling me loudly, Auntie. Her face lit up, running up to me and hugging me.
Emily always enjoyed her cranberry and pizzas, as we all thought it was a weird combination, but that's uniquely Emily.
But many moments bringing tears as tribal and spiritual leaders urge Emily's community to find solace in her eternal life in heaven.
Emily is in a better place. She's out there praising with us. She's up there praising God.
When we think about carrying the load, Dosela family, Pike family, you are not alone.
Meanwhile, the cry for justice echoing across the room as a call to action.
No more stolen children. No more stolen women. Leave our people alone.
And the search for justice in Emily's case and in all cases of missing and murdered Indigenous women stretches beyond reservation land. Here in Globe, a reminder as you head through town that search for justice will continue until every case is solved.
Absolutely. Now let me quickly show you. Somebody just said, where did this happen? This happened in Arizona. So I'm quickly just going to show you this map one more time because it's very important in case, what if someone was driving there between January 27th is when Emily Pike was last seen, leaving a group home in Mesa, Arizona. And on February 14th, her remains were found dismembered in trash bags off the side of this US Highway 60 at this mile marker 277. So it's very important for this road, particularly, what if somebody was driving there and saw a dodgy car, someone pulled off on the side of the road, someone carrying something. You just never know. What if you have dash cam footage, ring cam footage, anywhere there? If there I don't even think there's so many houses there. If you took a video there, you just never know. Maybe there's someone out there with dash cam footage that you could check between January 27th and February 14th, right? So you just never know. As we know, social media can be a powerful tool for law enforcement to use. Sorry, I'm just going to make it bigger like this so you can see everything, to help solve cases. So if you know anything, please, if you saw something, please say something. All the police numbers have been shared. I'll put them in the description box as well. So if you look here, here's just to orientate yourself. It's this Jackson Butte Recreation Area. So you just keep going more north, and this is Summit Line Construction. When the road starts winding like this, you see it makes all these curves like that on Highway 60. After this first one, just there is where her remains were found. And so if we zoom out of here, no, it doesn't, no, it must just refresh itself. Hold on one second. There we go. Then you could just see the areas where this all happened in Arizona. So Mesa, Arizona is where the group home was, where Emily was seen leaving on foot. There's surveillance camera of her around that area on January 27th of 2025, and it was in the evening. And then she was, according to her roommate, wanting to meet up with a boy that she met at guitar lessons, but also maybe wanting to head home. That her main motive was to go home, according to the group home owner, according to the roommate as well. So if she had tried to, maybe she did meet up with that boy, and maybe afterwards she tried to hitchhike back home, and that would be obviously very dangerous, right? So who knows? But if you saw anything between these areas, if you saw Emily Pike, or on this road particularly, something shady going on, or if you know anything, just please call the police, because you never know. It could really help solve the case. So yeah, it was along here. And as I say, Chris McDonough from the interview room literally went and walked that road. So it's also good to see the type of area, like on foot, boots on the ground as well. Because obviously Google Man, the Google Man can only do so much, okay? We could put him here, and then we can go like this. And that's pretty much all we could see right now, just around this area. So somewhere in there is where her remains were found in trash bags. Oh my goodness. Okay, so I really hope that there will be justice for Emily Pike, and I really hope that I will see you soon. I always say that. Sometimes it really works out that I do see you soon then for a press conference to say, oh my goodness, they caught the alleged killers, right? I really hope they will, because whoever did this is incredibly dangerous, right? All right, now I'm going to be teleporting you to the next stream, which we're actually going to have later. It is about a case that I also recently covered, where a 82-year-old woman was last having dinner with her handyman. She offered him a warm meal, and she ended up buried under a shed that he just built. And we were hoping that there would be a press conference soon saying that he'd been charged with her murder, and that's exactly what's going to happen today at 5 p.m. Pacific time. So we will be ready for that. All right, so I'm going to share the link as I play the outro now in the chat, and then you should be teleported there as well. So I'll see you later. Make sure you are subscribed with all your notifications on, because YouTube, you know, it could frequently unsubscribe you. It just does that sometimes. And so make sure you subscribe. Please comment below this video as well. Remember to like and share, because this case really depends on you to get this out there, right? All the cases actually depend on you, but really this one needs your help to like, to share, and to get more people seeing this, and maybe it'll jog someone's memory. You never know. All right, everyone. Thank you so much, mods. Thank you so much, everyone. I'll see you in the next live stream. In the meantime, stay safe.